A Real Bug's Life, coming out of National Geographic. It's going to be coming out January 24th. And your segment deals with rainforest orchid bees in
Yeah,
Rio Claro, Colombia. Tell us a little bit about those type of bees because I wasn't familiar with them before.
sure. Sure, Michael. That's the point of it, a little bit.
Hmm.
They are spectacular bees, but they're not fairly easy to see, and they kind of are different from the uh, concept of bee,
Hmm.
which is honey, colony, uh, black and yellow stripes on the abdomen. Well, these ones are shiny, bright color, blue, orange, red, purple, shiny, iridescent. So they change depending on the light.
Hmm.
They are solitary bees. They don't have a colony. They don't produce honey. They have different lives, but they are also pollinators of the forest, and they have a special interaction with orchids and other plants because they collect perfumes. Males,
Hmm.
male bees collect perfumes in order to attract the females. Uh, so there are completely amazing behaviors visually and evolutionary, and their behavior is completely different from what people know about bees. So that's it's going to be amazing for
Yeah,
people to see it.
that's really interesting because like I said, I never heard of it, but hearing from what you said, I mean, it's sounds so fascinating. Because that's what people think when they think bees, they think of the normal bees. So to hear a bee like this, that's so different that really strives in their environment is and solitary environment is amazing. What was it about this being a part of National Geographic, being a part of this show that literally was inspired after a cartoon and now reaching a massive audience and reaching not only kids but adults about about a species that many people don't really know about.
Yeah, yeah. Can you imagine how much time has been in the box
Mhm.
story, uh, like getting inside of the story, and like a decade or more, probably 2 decades.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the experience of getting into the position where people are being more interested in what is happening with the ecosystems and with what biologists know.
Mhm.
So it's like finally someone pays attention to our work. There are not because of lack of reasons,
Mhm.
but because the consciousness of the industry has come to this point. Like, okay, this is interesting. Let's tell this story, and let's keep on telling this type of story.
Mhm.
So it's a privilege for me to work with National Geographic and these communities that are interested in showing and filming these types of stories. And it's a dream, and it needs to be done. It needs to be continued. So I'm thrilled.
Yeah, especially now where we're seeing global warming, we're seeing ecostructures in peril. And
Yeah.
who knows how long a lot of these species will be around with the changing of temperature, changing of weather within our planet. And one thing that I really do love about National Geographic and what they tell, and what's great with this series is that the kids are now adults with their own kids and pushing that message of how we need to take care of our planet, like if we're taking care of our home, because it is our home. What are some of the message you're hoping that a lot of people get out of this? Because I think we need to try and find ways to be able to keep our planet healthy. And I want to see what you have to say about that.
Okay. Well, I think that as this documentary shows insects like everywhere, like in the city, in the jungle, in different places, I hope that people will pay more attention on the daily basis to the different organisms that are living with them almost everywhere. Maybe this creates a change on behavior, or at least on consciousness, and paying attention. Like, yeah, okay, I don't live in an pure white, pristine environment. No, it's full of life, and it needs to be full of life. So maybe just backing up behaviors of keeping everything clean and only human, that is not possible. No, we are sharing the planet. We are the last guests of the party in the on planet Earth, and maybe we need to be a little more respectful of how we live in our daily lives. Maybe this can change.
Mm-hmm.
People that live in the forest or in the rural area or in the cities, maybe after this documentary, they will pay more attention to the other creatures that are sharing their space with.
Yeah. And I agree with you completely, especially with bees. I don't think a lot of people realize how important all species of bees are to the ecosystem. I mean, everybody's,
Sure.
especially when people are so worried about getting stung or they'll destroy a bee if it's on them. How important to just to try and safely get it off because of the fact that these bees have such a vital role to our planet. Um, for
And
the
in this case, even the bees that we're working in, they don't have sting.
Mhm.
They are males, so they don't have sting. So sometimes you're just having assumptions of the world of danger without knowing that that's not reality.
Mhm. And exactly, and I think that's where your segment really shows is the fact that not all bees are gonna hurt you. They have a different purpose, and sometimes those are defense mechanisms. But also too, it's like these are bees that really help out the community within the rainforest. The importance
Sure.
of the rainforest is something I want to touch upon. And how important are these bees to the rainforest? Can you let us know a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. So these bees are huge pollinators as well.
Hmm.
Not necessarily of plants that humans eat, but of the plant life itself. No, they help them reproduce, and those, if the plants have fruits, maybe those fruits will serve other species of birds, of mammals, of other animals. So it's like the web of ecological interactions. It's important, and we don't necessarily eat the forest. Maybe indigenous communities do eat in the forest, and they need to be keep on doing that as well. And in places where there are no humans, the forest needs to be standing, and for it to be standing, the plants need to reproduce, and for it to reproduce, they need to be bees as well.
Yeah.
So it's life per se moving into. Um, and so maybe we can start talking about pollination, but understanding that life, human life, it's important, but there's millions of species that also depend on these types of interactions.
Yeah.
So that's one of the key important roles of bees. For ourselves, there are indicators of the health of the ecosystem. So if you see these bees, you can say like, okay, this is a healthy forest, and you can use it as a sign, as a bio indicator.
Mhm. And I agree with you. There was a moment in my neighborhood here in LA where we saw a lack of bees for a while. And all of a
Mm,
sudden, within the last year, we started seeing more bees in the area, which was very interesting to me because you get scared being somebody who studied science and you see no bees around, you wonder what's going on. And it's very interesting to see now that they're coming back again and we're seeing more bees in around the community, which is great to see because it tames the nerves and the fear a little bit, but still there's things going on. But my last question for you is about working with National Geographic. They've been around for so long. They've done such great work and great not only in the written word but also in documentaries and the visual presence. What is it like to be a part of this and to be working with National Geographic on this series?
sure. No, but Michael, imagine it's a for a biologist, it's a dream.
Mhm.
For a biologist that grew up as a kid watching documentaries of National Geographic, with another format, with another voice,
Mhm.
uh, I never thought that I would be a part of it. How a biologist can become a crew member of National Geographic for
Mhm.
this project. And it happened, no?
Yeah.
We reached the point that, well, we overcome being interested only in lions in Africa, which are amazing,
Yeah.
but the story is more complicated, and we need to focus on what is happening in the Americas, what
Mhm.
is happening in the forest, what is happening with the small creatures. So this is the evolution of these documentaries that also have that made me involved. They reach out for new stories, and they found my contact and the people that I've been working with. So uh, grateful. It's a dream, and grateful for the people that have also recommended me and that teach me how to deal with these insects. I'm really appreciated of them.
Awesome. Carlos, keep up the amazing work.
Thank
Looking forward to seeing more from you. And also,
thank you.
A Real Bug's Life is on National Geographic on January 24th and Disney Plus. So stay tuned and watch it. It's going to be something that's really going to teach you a lot. So, Carlos, thank you so much for stopping with us.
Great, Michael. Have a great one.
You too.